I'm always a glass half full, to be honest. And I think you get nowhere with just being negative and deflecting and pointing fingers at everyone else and all the players. And, you look at yourself first and foremost. And I think we do that. And I think if as a coach, as a manager, assistant manager, whatever, if I haven't covered all the bases or I haven't done them properly and haven't got all the answers for the players, then, you look at yourself. So I think I try and do that as a coach, as a manager, and I try and give them as much information as possible. Sometimes it might be a bit too much. So you have to analyse that and have a look at that. So I just think you've got to do it the right way. I think you've got to train the right way. I think you've got to try and get your messages across. And by the way, they're all young lads as well that are playing. We've got one or two experienced players in Sean Worley, Seamus Kingsley, Faz, Donald Love. You can say Michael as well. So we've got experience in there, but you've got really young lads in there that are still learning on the job. And I don't like negativity. I don't like negativity around. I don't like, I know the fans have got every right. They can come in, they pay the money, they can shout on, but if a player can't control the ball and what have you, it is. But I don't think it helps when, players are having to go at each other or they're screaming. You can do it in a healthy way, or fans are screaming on, because I'd rather fans get behind the players, because these fans, our fans, have been brilliant here. And when they do get behind them, especially the Clayton end, it's fantastic. It gives the players a lift. It gives me a lift on the side. It gives all the staff a lift. And, it drives us forward. So I think being negative in anything, I just think it becomes a chore. Anything that you're trying to do becomes a chore. So I think the more I don't mean just come in and just be dead happy for the sake of being happy. It's all got to be constructive in what you're doing and all that. But I'd rather be more positive than negative, to be honest, Dan.
Do you think you can be misunderstood then? Do you think somebody sees you being quite positive and quite upbeat even when you've not won a game? Well, come across as being overly positive or overly optimistic, do you think?
Well, maybe so, but, it's not changed here in all the seasons. I mean, the team concedes goals no matter what league we've been in, whether it's League One or League Two. Teams concede goals. It's as simple as that. You have to do that. It's ongoing on a daily basis to try and stop the goals going in. No one needs to make a mistake. No one needs to stand off people, but they know the job. They know they have to be better. And as I said, these young lads are learning and they have to be better at it, and they'll get better at it. And we will get better as a team, and we will progress, and we will go forward with it. You look at last year, we played Doncaster last week. Notts County last week, and Notts County conceded 80-odd goals last year, but, had a really decent season, got into sort of just missed out in the playoffs, if you like. I know they went on a bit of a run, but they conceded a lot of goals, but they also scored a lot of goals as well. So, I just think, we get our own house in order in terms of stop conceding silly goals. And as I said, you always got to stop at its source. There's always something you can do in terms of stopping the ball going in the back of your net. And that's on the training ground, and that's on doing your job on a match day.
Is patience a big word here? You talk about the makeup of the squad and the experience levels in there, but I guess you also understand that you and we're just football fans as well as doing what we do for a living. So can you understand why fans might not have a sort of limitless amount of patience?
I can understand that. Everyone gets frustrated, don't they? Certain people, they're not doing a job and they're not doing it consistently. So I think we have to find to do our job and be consistent in doing it, whether that's an individual or as a team. So, and again, that's just working at it. That's keep going. That's keep learning from your mistakes, and hopefully that you do learn from your mistakes. That you can be better as an individual and as a team together.
How important are home games, particularly when you're looking to get that first 3 points on the board and the difference that being at home can make?
Well, the difference is, you're at home and you've got your own fans. And as I said, our fans have been brilliant, for years. So, that doesn't change. The Clayton ends and the flags and everything else that they bring on a match day is fantastic. And to get behind the team, to get behind the lads, and then, you can see the outcome in terms of, we score goals, we're on the front foot. They put us on the front foot to start off with, when we walk out the dressing room. So, and that's what we need tomorrow.
And Crewe, they've got things going a little bit, haven't they, with back-to-back league victories? Is it a slightly ominous time to be playing a team that seem to have come into a bit of form?
It's always the same, yeah. But I mean, they only got their first win last week, home win, if you like, against Morecambe. They got a win with a couple of late goals against Bromley the week before. So yeah, they've got chalked them two off, and there's an ongoing out the next game, which is us. So we need to chalk our first one off tomorrow. And as I said, we need everyone to get behind the team, especially our fans, which I know they will, and see where that takes us.
And I know Crewe have always had a reputation for playing a certain way and for producing players. Are you still seeing that under Lee Bell's management? Is it going to be more like a Notts County experience in terms of the way they want to use the ball than some of the games you've had previously?
I think slightly different. I think they mix it up. I think they've had that, obviously that history of players that they've got through and sold on and whatever. And they've always been a decent team that can handle the ball. We'll see that, and we'll also see that they can go long, you know, so and hurt you that way. So we know what to expect. It will be a totally different game from last week against Notts County. They totally dominate the ball, and they're two different teams. Notts County, home and away, really good at home, and slightly indifferent away, but like dominating the ball at home, as you've seen last week. And I think Crewe can do the same thing and hit the shown in the history of the club of how they go about it. So, tomorrow we've just got to impose our game and our style and what we do.